Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where the West starts over. In the last episode, we saw quite a bit happening. We saw Turkey expanding, as well as Mexico. Also, we've decided to make the colors lighter when wars are happening. As we can see, there's war here, and this is the war we're going to be talking about. We see the Ecuadorians invading more into the Brazilian country. And it's going very well, but they just do need to get through some of the Amazon. And a lot of soldiers are dying due to the wildlife that is in the area until they eventually stop as a stalemate is done by the Brazilians, and it lasts about for a week until it is broken right here. Soldiers spread out, and they're reaching closer and closer to the capital. Over here, they keep going as far. This one goes much faster, but it is not. A lot of soldiers are dying near the mountains, so that's why it's been stopped right here. And most of the soldiers are here in the more plain areas. Over here, the purple team is making more offenses into the Ecuadorian country until finally they are going to fight back. They eventually kick all their soldiers out. Kick all the soldiers out. And they send theirs in. But now going away from this war, we're going to be taking a look at another war. This war is going to be between Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Costa Rica. Now, these two countries do not have good relations, so that's why Venezuela is declaring war on Costa Rica or Panama. They send their soldiers in, and it goes very well for them, taking big majorities of their land. Over here, Nicaragua is doing the same thing, but just a teeny bit slower, as a lot of the soldiers were stationed near this little gulf thingy. The country is going to surrender. Taking a look at this peace treaty. As we can see here, it was split by the Panama Canal, and the Nicaragua did get the majority of the land, but they didn't really want it. They were their more enemy, but they really don't care about it. All they really wanted was the land down south, but the Ecuadorians were fast enough to get it. If the Ecuadorians lose this war, then, well, this country could do it. But we're going to take a look at Africa, and as we can see here, the Peru country collapsed, and instead of staying in Star Alliance, which is now owned by this country, they made a new one. in this one is between the Iberian, Gum, and Nicaragua. But now, when we take a look a little more south, we're seeing two defensive pacts between Central Africa and the Middle East. These were made for the alliances surrounding them, that being the Star Alliance, the X Alliance, stuff like that. Another alliance merged between these three, the Square Alliance. As well, there was a peace treaty between Purple Country, Gold Country farmers, Czech, and Poland to divide the rest of that Pink Country, as well as a new Teutonic Union, as well as a new country emerging in the Netherlands, probably due to uprisings, as well as one in Greece. Rome has decided to change their color, as they are now turned into a full monarchist, an expansionist one. But now we're going to be taking a look at our first war. This war is going to be war over here. The Blue Country has been declared war by the Pink Country. The Pink Country is really annoyed by this border, as well as this, because they have had conferences that the red team should have this piece of land. The Blue Country says, no, we got this fair and square, even though you literally sent like a million, like all your people to just die here and send a colony for another lake, because you said this one wasn't good enough, just because it looks like a freaking banana. Whatever. The Red Country and the Big Country are going to be declaring war on the Blue Country, or the Lake Country, whatever. The Red Country is immediately the first one to act. If they really want that piece of land, it is very not necessary for them to have it. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why I made that border. It's just kind of how I did it. If also when a country is invading and there's a lighter part, that means that a lot of more, that's where most of the troops are. Over here, the Pink Country sends their troops in. Not a lot, until finally they send at least half. They make great progress going into the lake, and the Pink Country takes the lake. The Red Country up here is going to be invading, sending tons of their troops up, eventually taking the capital, and the surrender of the Blue Country. Okay. In this peace treaty, we can see that the Red Country did take the majority of the land, as they really wanted. I kind of wanted to start this war, but the Pink Country was actually the one that declared war, so I'm just going to give it most to the Red Country because they kind of deserve it after what they've gone through to try to get independence. The rest of this is given by the Purple Country, the Pink Country, I mean. So, yeah. I'll fix these outlines later. Now we're going to be taking a look at a new country joining a new alliance. This alliance is going to be a country joining the Circle Alliance. The Circle Alliance is getting a lot of new members recently as they're trying to get up against the Star Alliance. The X Alliance, they aren't really too worried about as there are only like 4 members. But we're going to be taking a look at a new member from the Circle Alliance. This member is going to be Mexico. Mexico has been trying to join or make an alliance since they first went to war with Guatemala. It didn't go well as they were absolutely demolished by a puppet and the Orange Country as well as Nicaragua, and they were kind of broken up. So yeah, so we're gonna be seeing them joining the alliance. We're seeing them join the alliance. The reason they joined the alliance is for trading tons of stuff. But yeah, speaking of trading, there was a new trading alliance. I don't remember what it is. It's somewhere in Africa, I think. I don't know. Now, let me take a look at Rome. Rome has finally decided that they're going to be trying to form an empire, and this is the map. The king has been drawing flyers in newspapers everywhere. That this is all the land that they want. They want literally all of this land. They want to form the Roman Empire. Now, I've seen a lot of series where you've seen empires that kind of resemble empires from the real world. Like Adson Mapping made the Mongol Empire. Adson Pro made kind of like an Indian Empire with the Lime Country. He also made like the Syrian Empire with like the Old Empire and stuff. But I'm going to be doing the Roman Empire. The reason is because no one has done this is probably because how big and powerful this is going to be. But Rome is going to be doing it and they don't care. The first country they're going to be doing is this Syrian Republic. They immediately storm in, send tons of their troops into the country, immediately taking the capital, and we see them surrendering and being absolutely fully annexed. We see them being fully annexed. Why is that there? We see them being fully annexed by the country. But then we see them declaring war on the Czech Republic. As well, they storm into the country with no challenge at all. The king immediately dies as they reach the capital. He does commit suicide, and the country is immediately taken. In this peace treaty, the same thing happens. The country is going to be fully annexed, like always. And they officially called themselves an empire. Who knows? And they are planning to invade this Switzerland country with the Dutch. The Dutch really wants to get access to the Mediterranean after they lost it, after they collapsed. And they've always wanted Switzerland, but they weren't able to do it. Probably do it after the collapse in the big German country, which is barely existing after Poland got its independence. But yeah, in the next episode we could see that. But thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one.